What's up, guys? UFC 317 just wrapped up, and man, did it deliver. Ilia Topuria knocks out Charles Oliveira in the first round, becomes a two-weight world champion, and does it exactly how he said he would. Alexander Pantoja remains the most dominant champion in the UFC today, securing his fourth straight title defense and now riding a 10-0 streak against ranked flyweights. Joshua Van might be the next big thing, and Gregor Rodriguez, he had one of the scariest knockouts of the year. This card exceeded all expectations. I'd say a solid 8 out of 10. Let's break it down. Starting with that main event, Ilia Topuria vs. Charles Oliveira. This was a statement. 2 minutes and 27 seconds into the first round, Topuria flatlined Oliveira, still undefeated. Now a champion in 2 divisions. And once again, he did exactly what he said he was going to do. The man literally predicted a first-round knockout. He told us Charles's aggressive style would lead to a collision. And it did. This is the best 3-fight win streak in UFC history. And yes, I'm counting it over any other. Volk, Max, and Charles knocked out in back-to-back fights, spanning 2 divisions. Who's done that before? Nobody. Ilia Topuria is essentially a more focused, more dangerous version of what Conor McGregor could have been. This man called his shot, and unlike many, he delivered. Again, what made this win even scarier is how clean the technique was. Topuria's footwork was surgical. He constantly stayed off the center line, took smart angles, and beat Oliveira to the punch every time. His jab, not just a rangefinder, full power behind it. Charles's face was already a mess before the knockout came. And then, when it did, brutal. One clean right hand as Charles was stepping in, followed by a left hook, then ground and pound. Lights out. The most devastating loss of Oliveira's lightweight career. Think about that. Justin Gaethje, Dustin Poirier, and Michael Chandler all dropped Oliveira, but none of them finished him like this. Topuria's power is on another level. He even said it at the press conference, "If I hurt him, he's not getting up." He wasn't lying. Oliveira's chin might never be the same after this. And that's another thing. Topuria played the matador this time. Normally, he's the one pressing forward. But against Oliveira, he used Charles's aggression against him. Sidestepping, baiting, countering. That knockout wasn't just power, it was precision. The sequence leading up to it was pure fundamentals. Jab, angle off, measure the distance, slip the straight, land the right hand. Boom. Done. Oliveira didn't even see the shot, and when you don't see it, that's when you get put out. Cold dots So what's next for Ilia Topuria? The UFC showed us 3 names in the arena: Justin Gaethje, Paddy Pimblett, and Arman Tsarukyan. If they give it to Paddy, it's purely for hype. Don't get me wrong, that's a big fight, but he's not ready. Topuria would run through him. Gaethje is probably the most marketable fight, but Arman is the most deserving based on skill. Dana already said Arman won't get the next shot, so maybe it's Gaethje. Either way, I don't think any of these guys beat Topuria. If there's one man that can challenge him, it's Islam Makhachev. That's the fight. That's the super fight. If Ilia knocks out Islam, are we talking about the greatest fighter of all time? Because beating Volk, Max, Charles, and Islam all by knockout, that's unheard of. That's legacy cemented. As for Oliveira, I don't know if he ever comes back the same. That's the kind of knockout that changes a fighter. Maybe a return fight against Dan Hooker makes sense. Or if Max Holloway loses to Dustin Charles vs. Max could be a banger. But I don't think he should be fighting anyone near the top of the division anytime soon. Give him time. Moving on to the co-main, Alexander Pantoja submits Kai Kara-France in round 3. This guy is so disrespected, it's crazy. He's now 10-0 against ranked flyweights for title defenses, and still not even in the top 5 pound for pound. That's a joke. Pantoja is one of the most skilled fighters in the UFC right now. He dominated Kai in every area, took him down with ease, beat him on the feet, and finished with a rear naked choke like it was nothing. The only question mark is his cardio. He started to slow at the end of round 2, but up until that point, he was steamrolling Kai. And in the third, when he needed to get it done, he did. Took the back, locked up the choke, and another win in the books. If this keeps up, 2 more big wins, and he might pass Demetrius Johnson as the greatest flyweight of all time. And his next fight, Joshua Van. And man, Van looks ready. He just beat Brandon Royval, the #1 contender, in an absolute war. That fight, Midov, been fight of the year. Royval landed 80 significant strikes in round 2, and Van still found a way to come back and drop him in the third. What really impressed me was the mid-fight adjustment. The side kicks he started throwing completely changed the momentum. And from there, he took over. For a guy who's only been training for 5 years, that's insane. So, we're getting Pantoja versus Van. The old king versus the new prodigy. I still think Pantoja wins, but Van's boxing is some of the best in the division. As for Royval, rebook the Mantle Cape fight. If Cape can stay healthy, that's still a must-watch. Then we had Beneil Dariush defeating Renato Moicano by decision. Moicano started strong, even dropped Dariush in round 1. But Dariush's body, kicks, and leg kicks started adding up. Moicano began to slow in round 2, and by the 3rd, he had nothing left. Solid comeback win for Darius. A good next fight for him might be Rafael Fiziev. For Moicano, maybe someone like Michael Chandler, then Peyton Talbot. Massive step up in his game. He outgrappled Felipe Lima, showed great ground, and looked powerful in the stand-up. Lima literally told his coaches in between rounds that Talbot hits too hard. That's when you know it's real. He's evolving fast. Still think he should fight someone unranked next. Maybe Ricky Simon or Cody Garbrandt. Grego Rodriguez. RoboCop just sent Jack Hermanson to another dimension. Left hook KO, brutal ground and pound, and one of the most violent finishes of the year. Herb Dean was late on the stoppage, and Hermanson paid for it. Hope he's okay. For Rodriguez, the winner or loser of Roman Kopylov versus Michel Pereira sounds perfect. Jose Delgado scored a beautiful 26-second knockout. Jab to the body, right up top, stance, switch to left hook, then a knee. Cold. Absolutely cold. Keep your eyes on this guy. Tracy Cortez got a solid win over Viviane Araujo, even though it was easily the worst fight on the card. Cortez should fight Erin Blanchfield next. Araujo, maybe a bounce-back fight against someone like Luana Carolina. Terrence McKinney, first round anaconda choke. Dudes putting it all together now. Mixing the wrestling with the subs. And it's working. Jacoby Smith submits Nico Price in round 2. Dropped him with a jab and made it look easy from there. And Janata Dinas versus Elvin Hines opened up the card with a banger. Dinas just looked sharper, better, everywhere. Good scrap to start the night. So that's UFC 317. Absolutely incredible card. Let me know in the comments what you thought and who you want to see Ilia Topuria fight next. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.